now for something completely different. Well, not quite that different. Good morning, everyone. This is Royce coming back at you with not quite a fast food fave. In fact, I'd call this more a snack food fave. Yeah, it had to expand sometime. For the longest time, well, when I say longest time, I mean since like June of last year, fast food fave was about exactly that, fast food. A usually hot meal that could be eaten quick, that could be gotten quickly and eaten. But I'm eventually going to run out of nostalgic foods to try, so today we're doing something a little different. We're going to nostalgic snack foods, and we're starting with one of my favorites. Today we're having Calbee's shrimp chips. The original 50 eaters. Don't try this if you have a massive seafood allergy, like one of my cousins does. The poor kid went to Minerva's with his mom while his brothers and dad went to a seafood restaurant, and he broke out into hives because there was some cross contamination. And I'm just like, oh my god! Also, what the f, Minerva's? I shouldn't slander them. I don't want them pulling a lawsuit on me. That's completely anecdotal. It's not to be taken as truth. I'm sure Minerva's cleans their plates very well. Anyway, so Calbee shrimp chips, the original Japanese crunchy shrimp snack for more than 50 years, has become an American favorite too. Made from wild-caught sea shrimps, this deliciously baked snack captures authentic flavors, including hot garlic, yuzu, and black pepper, wasabi, and the classic original. Enjoy sharing this delightfully crunchy treat with your family and friends. Product of Thailand, huh? Well, anyway. So why do I like these? Well, when I was in high school, my mom was trying to kick caffeine. Her doctor was like, "You're drinking too much Diet Coke. You're drinking too much coffee. You gotta cut it back." And so she switched to jasmine tea. It was the only tea she really liked. And she'd get this really nice jasmine tea from the local, not local to us, but local to where she was working at the time, from a Asian food store in Omaha. And so occasionally we would go with her, or she'd take requests from us, and we'd get all these different things from them. And one thing that I always gravitated toward were the shrimp chips, which are wheat puff snacks, not corn puff, wheat puff. Let's read the ingredients, because there are surprisingly few here. Wheat flour, palm oil, shrimp, starch, which is corn and tapioca. Okay, there's a little corn. Sugar, salt, monosodium glutamate, sodium bicarbonate, and ammonium chloride. Oh, good, there's ammonia in this. Anyway, I hate when you have to tear it. I prefer something you can pop. Back when I used to make coffee at work, for guests, not for me. I hate coffee. The packets we get used to be able to pop them open like this, but eventually, they changed the glue or whatever that they sealed them with, so you couldn't pop them anymore. You had to tear them. Anyway, let's eat. Very briny, very oceanic, very shrimpy. Here, let me give you a little close-up here. It's hard to describe them because, they taste like seafood. I mean, if you were craving just, they don't even necessarily taste like shrimp, they just taste like seafood in general. That very salty, funky, just really fishy taste that I love. Kind of reminds me of the sushi bar at the local Asian buffet on a hot day when like the AC is not working too well, and so the ice isn't keeping it as cold as it could be. But you don't care because, like, if you get food poisoning, that means you can sue them, right? Honestly, with all the garbage I shovel into my mouth, probably couldn't prove it. Oh, that parasite? Oh, you could have easily gotten that from McDonald's. I think part of it is that, like, it is so front loaded with the seafood shrimp flavor that, like, as it evens out and becomes just like a salty snack on the end, a salty crunchy snack on the end, it its own blandness after like the initial shock wears off is actually a welcome reprieve. And it tastes great. Like, seafood is such a divisive flavor, especially shellfish. Like, shellfish is one of the more common allergens. So you get a lot of people who just, and you get even more people who just don't like seafood and shellfish and seafood in general. I was always curious because, like, my cousin is very specifically allergic to shellfish, but, like, does that include mollusks? Like, because a shrimp is not a clam. A clam is more closely related to an octopus than it is to a shrimp. Like, with my cousin, is my cousin not able to eat calamari? Food for thought, literally. That was a big thing in the 90s too. Like, fish is brain food. I think because of the omega-3 or whatever. Where did I get these, you may ask? Well, I paid way too much for them on Amazon. I'm sorry. I haven't been able to find them in town thus far. I hope to find a new supplier soon. My brother actually used to get like massive bags of shrimp flavored chips from Costco that were more like, but they were more the potato crisps, similar to those bags of Munchos or Munchies, whatever they're called. And yes, I am wearing the same shirt I did for the Rada thing because I just unboxed it. Yeah. I mean, like, what are you gonna do? I'm not eating. I wasn't eating in that video, so it's okay that I eat in this video. How much of this should I eat? Because this is a big bag of crisps. I hesitate to call them chips because it's not really the consistency. It's more like a deep fried cracker. Well, it's kind of a cross between a Cheeto and a cracker because, like, it doesn't have the overwhelming corn flavor of a Cheeto, but it is very Cheeto adjacent. Like, here, you can see. Honestly, the closest thing I could compare it to is a pork rind. Which is another thing we may cover one day. Something that is utterly disgusting but still kind of tasty. Deep fried pig flesh. Although I do have to wonder. Is the shrimp in the powder that's on these things? Or is it actually in the mixture with the wheat and corn in the crisp itself? I'm assuming powder. Although there are really good Asian combination flavors. Or what I'm trying to say, are really good Asian like shrimp things that actually do have shrimp in them. There are these shrimp meatballs that the Asian store we used to go to had, and it was literally like it was kind of like someone had made like a shrimp, like had processed a bunch of shrimp and formed it into balls. So similar to how a chicken nugget is made, but with shrimp instead of chicken. And they were delicious. My mom used to make a really good shrimp ramen with them. She'd use regular instant ramen, but she'd gussy it up, make it basically like an egg drop soup with the shrimp balls. It was fantastic. Man, how much of this do you want me to eat? I'm getting full. Four servings per container. I've eaten about half the bag now. I think that fulfills my obligation of eating 2 of whatever I bring on. When it's something of this caliber. But that's going to be it for me today. I must go rest. Maybe later today I'll stream the rest of RoboCop, which you'll know because it's tomorrow. Have a good day, this is Royce Miller. I'm outie.